All right, so in this video we are going to be coloring, and we're using marker and we're creating it, making it into paint. So what you need are two colors of marker, and this is watercolor based marker, so that allows it to turn into paint. You need a brush, you need a water container, and you possibly need a paper towel. So with these two colors, we're going to do every other one of the colors. And so I'm not doing the middle right now because I have to do a little bit of figuring. But normally what I will tell you to do is one color every other so that we don't have wet paint by wet paint. This is all dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do my purple here. And I'm going to go ahead and just put a line of paint to get a nice straight edge. And then I'm going to blend it down. And if you're looking at this and wondering, I am holding this at about a 10-degree angle. I'm not holding it straight up and down, because by holding it at a 10-degree angle, that allows me to get broader strokes, and it takes a little less time to color it. Little warning, some of these markers will work better than others, and I'm not sure exactly why it is. There's something to do with the dye in it. These two I've tested, and I feel very confident in them. And even one of the purples works and one doesn't work real well. So I'm going to go about a third of the way down, and you can even just kind of drag that last little strip, so I'm just barely touching the paper. But I'm going to stop right there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just dip my paintbrush in the water. You don't need very much water. I have probably less than a tablespoon in my cup. And I'm going to just enough to get your brush wet. I'm going to go ahead and rub it around over the marker just to get it liquid. Okay, so I'm going over the entire area. I'm going to dip, get it liquid. And after I get this entire area liquid and I've turned it into a movable paint, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blend this down and have it get lighter and lighter and lighter. Okay? Now, to get it lighter and lighter, I'm going to bring some of this down. It's already changed. But I'm going to do one of two things. I'm either going to squeeze the paint out of my brush like this, or I'm going to dab it on some paper towel. And then I'm going to go ahead and keep dragging and getting it, some of the paint off. If it's too dry, you might want to add just a little water. But again, the goal is to go from extremely dark to almost white. Okay? So this one would be purple, this one would be red, and then I'm going to do some thinking about what colors are what here. So dark to light, dark where the broadest part of my triangle is, light as it goes down. If you are doing the curved corner, we're going to do the same thing, but you'll notice that it's darker on the edges of each of these, and it gets lighter as it goes up and around. So with this, I've already done my purples here, and they're dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do red. I'm going to put some red in this corner. I'm going to put some red in this corner. Okay? I can do quite a few of these before I even pick up my paintbrush if I want. So I can go ahead and bring a little bit up here. Bring a little bit up here. Okay, and I would actually do that one too, but I won't do that during the video. All right, so same thing. I'm going to get my brush wet, and then I'm going to go ahead and liquefy my paint. So I'm just kind of rubbing it around, getting it all wet. And then once it is all wet, I'm going to drag it up and around towards the middle. I'm going to dab some of that off and have it change into pink and eventually white. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to get it really wet, liquefied. Again, I want to emphasize you don't want to do wet paint by wet paint. So I would not have done this red unless these purples were dry, and they were, so I felt comfortable doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and start dabbing and dragging and dabbing and dragging. All right? And again, that's the goal, is to have darker on the edges and light as you come up, and that'll be all the way up here. So that is what you do, and again, we only need our water container, we need our two colors of markers, and a paintbrush, paper towel, and we're set. So that's the end of that video.